Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the subcommittee, and thank you for the opportunity to provide this testimony this morning. As you noted, my name is Jean Bishop, and I am the Supervisor at District 4, Mohave County Board of Supervisors here in Arizona. My testimony is unique in that my statements are on behalf of the citizens of our county and also individually, as both my family and I have been impacted by the nuclear testing conducted at the Nevada Proving Grounds. For years, the Arizona congressional delegation has supported legislation that would amend the RECA to recognize the many Mohave County residents that worked and lived downwind from the nuclear testing sites and were adversely affected by the radiation exposure was generated by this ground nuclear weapons testing that occurred outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. In addition, the Board of Supervisors has adopted 4 different resolutions supporting federal legislation and requesting amendments to be made to the radiation exposure screening and education program. With the pending expiration and hopefully renewal of RECA, now would be the perfect time to amend the boundaries of the covered areas and include all of Mohave County, which coincidentally is a neighboring county located to the east of Las Vegas, Nevada. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about my personal story, which begins when I was just a baby. Atomic explosions filled the sky near my family home outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. It was in the early 50s when my family lived downwind from the government nuclear test sites and later moved to Mohave County. Between 1951, which was my birth year, and 1963, the United States government, through the Atomic Energy Commission, detonated hundreds of these nuclear bombs near our home in the Nevada desert. Over and over, my parents were told that the testing was safe as our family stood on the front porch and watched in horror as the sky filled with dust. Well, at the time, we were encouraged to celebrate the advances of our government, and we did. Uh, Unfortunately, we were blind to the fact that radioactive fallout would kill and sicken numerous members of our family. Regrettably, the radioactive fallout not only impacted our family, but families for hundreds of miles surrounding the test site. My immediate family members that were impacted include my oldest sister, Judy. She died of a brain cancer in 1968. Uh, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2013. And during my treatment, a year later, my sister was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2014. And then my husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and that was in 1998. At last count, 32 people of my husband's family have died from various types of cancer. Currently, his younger sister, who was mentioned earlier by Congressman Stanton, Danielle Stevens, is in her final days fighting stage 4 colon cancer. My husband worked on the family cattle ranch during the testing period, and they all watched the clouds move from the test site downwind across the sparsely populated areas as they would ride their horses up on the mountaintops to watch. Everyone on the ranch was given radiation detectors by the government to wear on their clothes while they're out doing their cowboy duties. And this was to measure radioactivity. So the government knew that there was radioactivity being spread downwind. And the cowboys and the ranchers thought they were being patriotic and helping their country. Unfortunately, they were never provided the results of those measurements. So Congress created this RECA Act. It's a program that would provide partial restitution to individuals who developed illnesses after this radiation exposure. I'm certain that the committee members are aware that the act still doesn't include part of Clark County immediately adjacent to the testing site and the southern part of Mohave County, which is directly downwind, even though the cancer rates here are much higher. RECA has included counties that are further east and southeast to both Mohave and Clark counties. So you'll see behind me is a map that kind of points out the areas that RECA covers, and I see that I'm running out of time. So my question to the committee is how could this radiation fallout be so precise to miss portions of Clark County and Mohave County? Yet previous determinations found that counties located further east were more substantially impacted by the nuclear testing. So, Mr. Chairman and subcommittee members, I respectfully request that you extend RECA and expand the coverage area to include Clark County and Mohave County. Thank you for your time, and I yield.